Hi everyone, welcome back to the Luxy Hair channel. My name's Deanna and today's video is all about how to deal with staticky or frizzy hair. So we're going to talk about tips on how to prevent this from happening to your hair, and if it's already happening, sort of how to deal with it and fix that problem. So let's get started. So let's talk staticky hair, which is such an annoying problem. I, for one, definitely experience this, especially in the winter time when it's drier out. My hair is just so dry and it's just like standing off my head and sticking to everything, and it's just so annoying. So let's talk about 3 ways to first prevent this from happening. So number 1 is to avoid wearing synthetic materials or fabrics on top. So this can be tricky because a lot of our clothes are made of things like nylon and polyester, but those types of materials are actually the worst for staticky hair. They very easily charge up your hair and cause that like static electricity reaction. So if you are prone to staticky hair, I would switch and opt for things like wool, silk, or 100% cotton, more natural and organic types of fabrics and threads. Being more conscious of what you're wearing on top and what's touching your hair will definitely help reduce that static. Second, you also want to avoid using plastic combs or brushes. So if your brush has bristles that are made of plastic, this is also another material that's highly conductive and causes staticky hair. So instead of using plastic, switch your brush or comb over to something that's made of wood or metal, the bristles. And lastly, another huge thing that will help prevent staticky hair is adding more moisture into the air. So I would highly recommend investing, if you don't already have one, in getting a humidifier. If you usually notice that your hair is more staticky in certain places than others, such as your home, I mean, we're all home right now, so if you are having staticky hair, then I would definitely turn on a humidifier, especially at night when you're sleeping. I like to keep one in my bedroom, so when I sleep at night, it's just adding more moisture into the room and my hair can soak up that moisture. When the air is more humid and has more moisture, your hair in turn will be more hydrated, and you'll definitely notice that you have less static. Now let's say it's too late and we are already having staticky hair, like we need to fix this. If you're on the go, like at the grocery store, and you have like a big spike and your hair is all everywhere, it's sticking to everything, I like to carry with me in my purse or wherever I go just a little bit of hand cream. I also have dry skin, but this also helps with staticky hair because you can just take a little pea-size amount, put it in your hands and then smooth out all that frizz and that static. It's a great quick fix when you're in a rush or in a pinch and you don't have other products on hand. Another thing that you can do if you're experiencing staticky hair at home is use hairspray, specifically alcohol-free hairspray. Alcohol can be really drying to your hair and you don't want to aggravate the staticky problem by just making your hair even more dry. But if you take some alcohol-free hairspray and you spritz that comb and then brush down your hair and sort of tame that static, hairspray is another great quick fix. If you don't have alcohol-free hairspray on hand, another great product to work with to tame frizz and static is leave-in conditioner and hair oil. So I like to apply a leave-in conditioner before I brush my hair. I sort of use it as a prep before I start brushing out any tangles. And then after I've brushed and styled, I will finish off and sort of seal everything down to prevent and avoid static and frizz with a hair oil. And again, I concentrate this product more on the ends versus my roots. And these two products with daily use, I've noticed a huge difference from this winter versus last winter when I didn't use those products as often. So those are 3 easy things that you can do at home and on the go to work with your staticky hair and tame it. Now let's talk about another way that your hair might be all over the place and sticking up, but for a totally different reason, and that's frizzy hair. If you have frizzy hair, first I would recommend making sure that your shampoo and conditioners are high in glycerin and absolutely no sulfates. So when you're selecting a shampoo at the store, you want to look at the ingredient list and look for ones that have glycerin that are listed higher in the ingredient list, and also make sure that there are no sulfates listed in the ingredients. Not only does glycerin help combat frizz by hydrating your hair and penetrating the follicles and strands from the inside out, it's also really good at absorbing any extra moisture in the air, sort of creating a protective coating around your hair and strands, and keeping that moisture trapped in, which will in turn prevent frizz and static. Sulfates, on the other hand, something that you don't want in your shampoos and conditioners. It's extremely drying, and the drier your hair is, the more prone to frizz it will be. Next, if you have frizzy hair, you want to make sure that you are using a weekly deep conditioner or hair mask. I like to apply a hair mask or deep conditioner after washing my hair with shampoo, and then I'll apply the product, let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can use that time in the shower to shave or do other things, and then wash it out with cool water. By doing this 1 to 2 times a week or regularly incorporating it into my hair routine, I notice so much less frizz, and your hair will just look a lot healthier. When it comes to styling frizzy hair, what you can do is add a hair diffuser extension onto your blow dryer. So if you blow dry your hair and you have frizzy hair, making this switch will limit the amount of heat and direct force of air onto your hair, which works wonders at making your hair more smooth. The diffuser, when you're drying your hair, also causes your hair to move around less and like rub against each other, so less friction and less frizz. Next on styling, if you're using hot tools, you want to make sure that the heat setting and the temperature is not too high. Although it might feel like when you straighten your hair, it feels like you're taming down that frizz and smoothing it out, if the temperature is too high, you're actually going to cause the opposite reaction. Anything above the temperature of 365 degrees Fahrenheit has the potential to swell the cuticles of your hair. So a safer bet when you're styling your hair with a hot tool is to keep that temperature somewhere between 250 and 300 degrees Fahrenheit. This will ensure minimal damage and prevent more frizz from happening. Luxy Hair's signature curler is one of my favorite hot tools to use to curl my hair. It's a curling wand and it has 11 heat settings, so I can always make sure that I'm using the perfect heat setting to create curls without causing any damage and contributing more to frizziness. And if you want to check out the signature curler, learn more about it, or you're thinking about swapping hot tools to something that is a little more safer and has more flexibility in temperature range, it's linked down below in the description box. You can check it out there. If you sleep on a regular cotton pillowcase, this is another thing that can contribute to more frizzy hair. Standard cotton pillowcases can pull on the hair fibers and create more friction, and as we learned before, friction creates frizzy hair. Silk, on the other hand, if you sleep with a silk pillowcase, this is a much smoother texture and will avoid creating any friction. It keeps your hair's moisture intact and it won't create any unnecessary frizz. If you have frizzy hair, I recommend wearing your hair in more frizz combating hairstyles, such as a slick bun or a high ponytail or braids. Right now I am wearing one of those hairstyles. This one's one of my favorites. I'm actually wearing the Luxy Hair clip-in ponytail in 16 inches. And I just wrapped it around my ponytail and then braided it. And this is one of those hairstyles where my hair is slicked back, so no frizz. I use a little bit of hairspray, again, alcohol free, and I'm not tempted to play with it or touch it because it's tucked away and everything's sort of sealed and locked in a clean braid hairstyle. So if you have frizzy hair, instead of wearing your hair down in waves or curls, these are the types of hairstyles that can help keep your hair together and reduce the amount of frizz happening and that appearance. Lastly, a big thing that you might be doing that is causing frizzy hair that you might not even notice is if you touch your hair a lot. So you might be compelled, or it might be a habit of yours, to rearrange your locks or smooth down your hair, or just a nervous habit. But the more that you touch your hair, the more your cuticles will start to part and frizz. Really pay attention to what your hands are doing and avoid touching your hair if you can. Now, if you want to learn more or hear more about why frizzy hair happens, the root cause, and a lot more tips on what you can do to help prevent it and deal with it, we actually have a full video on dealing with frizzy hair and preventing it. It's linked in the description box below. Check it out after this video and watch it. There's a lot more to talk about when it comes to frizz. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope that you found it valuable and enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the Luxy Hair channel for more hair content as always, and check out our other videos, and we'll see you next one. Bye!